Live stream on my page, Sports Bonanza John here. Also with you on Kick tonight at Sports Kick John. Going to be doing a live stream of Illinois and Indiana, a top 20 matchup in the Big Ten. Highly anticipated matchup in the Big Ten here early. Before we begin, I am going to start off with a prayer. Let's do that right now. Lord Jesus, thank you for this day. Please look over all these players and keep everyone safe, fans, players alike, Lord, and just look over all of us and just protect us all with your protection, Lord. We need you right now, and we ask this in Jesus' name. Amen. Fighting Illini and Hoosiers, one of the most anticipated football games in recent memory for Indiana, if you don't count, of course, the college football playoff appearance last year. As far as regular season, though, one of the most highly anticipated regular season matchups in a while for the Indiana Hoosiers in this top 20 matchup with the Fighting Illini. Both these teams come in 3-0. Neither team has really been threatened as of yet. Illinois has wins over Western Illinois, Duke, and Western Michigan. Indiana coming in with wins over Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, and Indiana State. That Old Dominion win's actually looking like a pretty good win at this point of the season, the way Old Dominion just dismantled Virginia Tech a week ago. Interesting to see this quarterback matchup tonight between these two teams. The Hoosiers and the Illini. Of course, the Hoosiers have Alberto Mendoza at quarterback, the transfer coming into Indiana this year. So we will see what they bring. This line, if you're one of those betting people, this line's continued to go up throughout the week. I think at the beginning of the week, it was like a 3.5-point spread. And when they kick off here tonight, Indiana is looking like they're going to be about a 7.5-point favorite, according to Vegas, in this game for Illinois and Indiana in Bloomington at Memorial Stadium tonight. Keep you updated on other Big Ten games. We had in the Big Ten earlier, Maryland went into Camp Randall and beat the Wisconsin Badgers pretty handily. So we have got Maryland along with Oregon, USC, Iowa, and Michigan. Michigan, just a few minutes ago, finished off a 30-27 win over Nebraska. So we've got Maryland, Oregon, USC, Iowa, and Michigan all 1-0 in the Big Ten to start the season. Illinois or Indiana, one of these teams will also be 1-0 and also go to 4-0 overall on the season. And the loser will be in the loss column for the first time this year. Start of this game pushed back a little bit as it's going to be a kickoff here at about 7:50 Eastern. And a lot of fans are unhappy with this one, apparently, and not apparently, NBC's put the beginning of the game on Peacock. That's not sitting well with some people, as the Notre Dame-Purdue game that was on prior to this on NBC had a big weather delay, so that's why that game is well behind schedule. But we are just about set to begin here, Illinois and Indiana from Bloomington on a Saturday night. Hopefully we don't have weather issues going through here. As we are awaiting the opening of this game. Excuse me, lost my feed there for a second, but we're back to it. Illinois and Indiana, and in this top 20 matchup, this is the first time since 1950 both these teams come into this game as ranked teams. On a packed house on a Saturday night at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington, waving the towels in the stands. Talked about Mendoza, the quarterback for Indiana. We're also going to get a look at Luke Altmaier, the starting quarterback for Illinois, leading these two offenses here tonight. And Indiana's going to kick this football away, and we're underway in Bloomington on a Saturday night. And this will be a touchback, and Illinois will start this football game at the 20-yard line, 25-yard line. And here comes Luke Altmaier and that Illinois offense. A first down for the Illini. From the 25. Altmaier in the gun, and this is a pass on first down, right side, pass complete. Reception made there for Illinois by Hudson Clement, junior wide receiver out of Martinsburg, West Virginia. Second down and 4 coming up. And here's another pass, and that will be a catch for a first down for Illinois. So 2 plays and an Illinois first down. Altmaier to throw 2 completions to Clement to begin the game. Illinois up to the 40-yard line, right at the 40, first down. Altmaier takes the snap. Altmaier pressured and has a man, and it's dropped. Had a receiver down there, but unable to make the grab was Hank Beatty. Couldn't hang on, and it's second down. Second down and 10, Illinois. From the 40. And we do have an injured Illini player on the field. Can't see exactly who that is, so we're going to have an injury timeout in Bloomington, 56 seconds into the football game. To update you on some college football scores, Notre Dame looking like they're headed for their first win of the year. They've hung 56 through 3 quarters on Purdue. They lead that game 56-23. Huge weather delay in that game earlier. As I mentioned, number 21, Michigan, a winner over Nebraska, 30-27, the final score in that one. Number 23, Missouri, has an early touchdown lead on South Carolina, 6-0. And Miami just about to score on their opening drive against Florida. Miami coming in ranked number 4 this week. And number 18, Georgia Tech, fresh off their win over Clemson last week. They're about to go to 4-0 as they're leading Temple 38-14 in the 4th. That's some updated college football scores for you. And Miami has just scored on the opening drive against Florida, so that's 7-0. I have a feeling that one may get ugly. But here in this one, Illinois and Indiana, we are currently stopped due to an injury timeout. Didn't see who that was for Illinois that was banged up on the play. But Illinois on 2 drives has picked up a first down. Altmaier early on 2 for 3. Clement with both catches for Illinois. And they will resume here once we come back from the injury timeout on a packed house on a Saturday night in Bloomington. As I mentioned at the outset of the stream, one of the more highly anticipated regular season games in Indiana football history, really. Probably their second biggest football game in the last several years. Of course, their college football playoff game last year. was big, as that was Beatty, that was the injured Illini player, and he's going into the medical tent to get evaluated. Took a shot there at the end when he was going to try to make that last catch. Second down 10, Illini. Football at the 40-yard line. Altmaier out of the gun once again. Altmaier takes the snap, and it's a running play for the first time for Illinois, and this is going to be a 6-yard gain on second down. That's Fegan, the running back, getting his first carry of the game. Caden Fegan, junior out of Atwood, Illinois, with the carry, and it'll be 3rd down and 4 for the Illini. They need to get right to midfield for a first down. Altmaier on 3rd and 5. Takes the snap. Altmaier looking, still looking. Room now being chased. Altmaier, and he's going to get chased out of bounds at the 38-yard line. That's going to go as a sack for Indiana. That was Rolesia Hardy, the sophomore linebacker out of Lakeland, Florida, that got to Altmaier there and ran him out of bounds. And Illinois will have to punt after picking up 1 first down on the drive. And here is the punt. Fair catch called and made at the 20-yard line, and that's where Indiana will start their first drive of this football game. As we are going to take a look at starting quarterback Fernando Mendoza. 9 passing touchdowns so far this season for Mendoza. No interceptions. Mendoza and the Hoosiers will start this first drive at the 20. They officially mark it at the 19, so that's where the Indiana drive will start at the 19. Mendoza takes the snap, and this is a handoff on first down up the middle, and a good gain on first down of 8 yards. And the carry there for Roman Hemby, the running back. 2nd down and 2 coming up for Indiana. Averaging almost 600 yards a game through their first 3 games are the Hoosiers on offense. 2nd down and 3 officially at the 26-yard line. Mendoza takes the snap. Mendoza getting pressured, and a sack coming, and a sack right there for Illinois. Sack for the Illini for Daniel Brown. He just waltzed right through that offensive line of Indiana and got to Mendoza untouched for a big sack on 2nd down. Third down. Hoosiers need 12. And this is just going to be a handoff play and not much doing there. And it's going to be a 3 and out for Indiana on their first drive of the game. Kurt Cignetti, and second-year head coach of the Hoosiers, last year's Big Ten Coach of the Year. And Brett Bielema on the other side for Illinois. These coaches have both their teams off to a 3-0 start this year. So Illinois should get pretty good field position out of this. And the punt. It's a pretty good punt. And taken at the 28-yard line, across the 30, 35-yard line, and dropped at the 37. But still pretty decent starting field position for Illinois on this second drive of the game with 10:43 to go in the opening quarter. So both teams empty on their first offensive possessions of the game. And we will see the Illinois offense out for the second time. following this TV timeout. Score updates, final scores from earlier today around the country. And number 6, Oregon in the Civil War against Oregon State. Oregon was a winner 41-7. Oregon remains unbeaten on the season. Number 7, Florida State, all over Kent State. They hang 66 on the Golden Flashes today and win it 66-10. Number 11, Oklahoma over number 22, Auburn. Tightly contested game, 24-17. The final, Oklahoma wins it. Number 13, Ole Miss, all over Tulane. This, of course, a little surprising to me. I thought Tulane would go into Oxford and give Ole Miss a pretty good ball game, but not the case. Ole Miss wins 45-10, that final. Number 15, Tennessee, hangs 56 on UAB in winning that game earlier, 56-24. Number 17, Texas Tech, huge road win in Salt Lake City over number 16, Utah, 34-10 today. Michigan, number 21, over Nebraska, 30-27. And in the Big Ten, Maryland goes into Camp Randall and gets a big road win at Wisconsin, 27-10. Syracuse, a winner at Clemson, 34-21. That drops Clemson to 1-3 and 0-2 in ACC play. Memphis trailed Arkansas the majority of the game, but battled back with a late touchdown and beat the Razorbacks 32-31. That final score. Central Florida over North Carolina and Bill Belichick. UCF winning 34-9 in that one. There's some scores from around the country. Number 8, Texas, just about to kick off. Number 20, Vanderbilt as well. Vanderbilt ranked for the first time in quite a while, I think. Michigan State and USC, a Big Ten game out there in Los Angeles later on tonight. But back here in this one in Bloomington, we are scoreless between the Illini and the Hoosiers. Illinois is going to get their second possession of the game here as it will start. In not the greatest field position, but not horrible field position for Illinois. From the 36-yard line. And here comes Altmaier and the Illini offense for the second time. Altmaier. Almost a direct snap to the running back, and it's going to be a big loss on first down. A loss of 5 on first down. It was a direct snap pretty much to Khalil Valentine, but the Hoosiers not fooled at all, and it's a loss of 4 on first down. On 2nd and 14, Altmaier hands off, and this is going to be a minimal gain too, a gain of a yard. That's it. 3rd and long coming up for Illinois. Third down, Illini need 13. And the crowd at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington making a lot of noise on this 3rd and 13. Altmaier takes the snap on 3rd down. Altmaier looking with time, looking down the field, incomplete. And it'll be a 3 and out for Illinois. Intended for Clement there. And we will see an Illini punt. Looked like Clement lost his footing a little bit while running that route, trying to get to the ball. And the punt is blocked. Picked up by Indiana, and they're going to run it in for a touchdown on a block punt. The Hoosiers run it in for 6 and take the early lead in Bloomington. I did not see who it was that got that punt. But the Hoosiers with a special teams play to grab the lead. They on the rim, they show the replay if I can see who it was that got to the punter. Extra point attempt is up and the kick is good, and the Hoosiers grab a quick 7-0 lead over Illinois with 9:26 to play in the first quarter. Believe that might have been D'Angelo Pons that got to the punter there to block that kick and ran it back in for a Hoosier touchdown. 7-0 Indiana with the special teams play to grab the early lead for the Indiana Hoosiers. So I want to update you on my live stream schedule with you for this one. Tomorrow night, we'll be with you for Sunday Night NFL, the Chiefs and the Giants. Both those teams really facing must-wins in Week 3, the Chiefs and the Giants. Loser of that game falls to 0-3. And we'll be back with you Monday night as well for the Monday night game between the Lions and Ravens. So 2 live streams coming up over the next 2 days. And hope to have a baseball live stream for you on Tuesday. That's still up in the air right now. But gonna be doing a lot of baseball live streams on my page here with the regular season in Major League Baseball coming to an end next week, and then postseason play getting underway after that. So along with football, there's going to be a lot of baseball live streams coming up here over the next month or so with baseball playoff approaching. And then we'll have 2 more college football games on the live stream for you next Saturday. Don't know what those games are going to be yet, but we'll update throughout the week. Hope to have an announcement on what the 2 college football games on my live stream are going to be. What my 2 college football games next Saturday are going to be. Hopefully have that announcement on Monday night during the Lions-Ravens live stream. I do try to announce that early in the week when I'm on the live stream. I do always do 2 college football live streams on Saturdays, do 1 FBS matchup, 1 FCS matchup. But here, boy, what a special teams play for the Indiana Hoosiers as block punt returned for a touchdown, and the Hoosiers lead this game 7-0. And we are just about to get a kickoff. And Illinois will now be trailing for the first time, I believe, all season. 7-0 here. So the Hoosiers will kick this football away. It looks like NBC made a last-second change in their decision. Looks like they moved the end of the Notre Dame game to Peacock instead of the start of the Illinois-Indiana game. That was probably a wiser choice. So Illinois will now have to regroup here after having that punt blocked for a touchdown. Illinois starting this next drive. Their 3rd drive of the game. From the 25-yard line. Altmaier takes the snap. Altmaier looks. Altmaier throws complete for a minimal gain. Gain of only 3 on that first down play. Catch made by Hank Beatty. Be second down and 7. Altmaier on the keeper. Altmaier's going to get a first down across the 40 up to the 42-yard line. 14-yard pickup on the quarterback keep for Altmaier. That moves the football up to the 42-yard line and gives the Illini a new set of downs. First down, Illinois. Mark it at the 41 officially. Altmaier under center this time. Altmaier fakes the handoff. Altmaier throws it deep left side to a wide open man and a touchdown, Illinois. What an answer that was. A 59-yard touchdown strike from Altmaier, and the Illini an extra point away from tying this game. Colin Dixon, the wide receiver, was wide open down the field. There wasn't a Hoosier within about 7 yards of him. And Illinois answers after the block punt Indiana score. Extra point is good, and that ties this game at 7 with 8:24 remaining in the opening quarter. Well, we wondered how Illinois would answer after that special teams miscue. They answered very well with a 59-yard touchdown pass. Luke Altmaier to Colin Dixon. Three-play, 75-yard drive in 1 minute 2 seconds. And we are tied at 7. So Illinois with a quick answer. And now we will see the Indiana offense back out onto the field. Colin Dixon's second receiving touchdown this year for Illinois. And here's the kickoff, and this will be a touchback. Indiana will get it from the 25-yard line with their second offensive possession of the ballgame. We've had a couple electric plays here early on. The punt block for a touchdown for Indiana and the 59-yard touchdown strike for Illinois. Hoosiers start this drive at the 25-yard line, first down. Mendoza fakes the handoff, pass complete. This is going to be a first down for Indiana, 14 yards on the pickup. Surratt with his first catch of the game for Indiana, and it's good for 14 yards on a first down. Mendoza throws right side this time, and the pass is complete for a gain of 4 yards. That catch made by E.J. Williams Jr. It'll be second down for Indiana. Second down, Hoosiers. Football at the 32, second down and 7. Mendoza with a man in motion. Mendoza takes the snap. Mendoza hands off, and this is going to be a gain of a couple of yards. The whole Illinois line in there on the tackle. It'll be third down and 4 or so for the Hoosiers. So now a third down opportunity for Indiana. And a third down opportunity for the Illinois defense to get a stop and get their offense the ball back. 6:45 and counting to play opening quarter in Bloomington. Mendoza on third down takes the snap. Mendoza rolls left. Mendoza runs it himself, and he's going to be brought down a yard short of a first down. So now on 4th down and 1, you're on your own side of the field. How will Curt Cignetti play this? Will he roll the dice early on? Doesn't look like it. He's bringing on the punt team, it appears. A little early in the game. This is probably the correct choice, still in the first quarter. So Indiana got the initial first down, but the drive stalls after that. And we have with a timeout called with the play clock running down. It's actually Illinois that calls the timeout. They just want to make sure they have the correct alignment on the field. So a timeout called by Illinois with 5:52 to play in the first quarter in a 7-7 football game. Well, those two electric plays that we've seen in this game right now have gotten us the two scores. The special teams block punt for a touchdown for Indiana and the 59-yard strike for Illinois has us at a 7-7 football game, and Indiana getting ready to punt the football back to the Illini. We think, anyway, at 4th and 1, I don't think you're going to see anything like a fake punt or anything this early in the game. And now it looks like Indiana's bringing the offense back out onto the field. So Curt Cignetti going to roll the dice here, it looks like, on 4th and 1 from their own 48-yard line in the first quarter. Indiana offense back out. Indiana's tried on 4 fourth down conversions earlier in the season. They've been successful on one of them. They do snap it. It's a handoff, and it's going to be an Indiana first down on 4th and 1. The conversion for 3 yards, and the Hoosiers move the sticks. Kalon Black with the carry on 4th and 1. He picks up 2.5. So Curt Cignetti rolling the dice here in the first quarter, but the decision pays off in a new set of downs for Indiana right at midfield, 1st down and 10. Mendoza throws, pass complete over the middle and almost breaking the tackle. Still going, though, up to the 11-yard line. That's 39 yards. Boy, I tell you, Omar Cooper Jr., it looked like he was going to lose his footing back at the 25-yard line, but he stayed upright to pick up an additional 14. Now a screen pass on 1st and 11, right back to Cooper. Cooper stretches into the end zone. Touchdown, Indiana. Omar Cooper Jr. with the catch along the sideline and reached the ball over the end line for a Hoosier touchdown. And the Hoosiers are back in front with 4:41 to play in the first quarter. It was just a little screen pass on the right side to Cooper, to Illini. Tried to run him out of bounds, but Cooper able to stretch the ball across the pylon. And now the extra point to put the Hoosiers up by 7. Snap is good, as is the kick for the extra point. And it is a 14-7 Indiana lead with 4:41 remaining in this opening quarter. Omar Cooper Jr., the touchdown reception from Mendoza, and a 14-7 lead for the Hoosiers. As that drive for Indiana 7 plays, 75 yards. 11-yard touchdown pass from Fernando Mendoza to Omar Cooper Jr. Took 3 minutes, 43 seconds off the clock. And back and forth we go here early on. But the Hoosiers now back up 14-7. So we may be in for a shootout here, it looks like. Couple score updates. South Carolina's taken the lead over number 23, Missouri. That's a 13-9 game. Miami still 7-0 over Florida. Apple Cup, Washington and Washington State. Washington's off to a quick 14-0 lead in that one. Number 8, Texas has jumped out to a 7-0 lead over Sam Houston. And number 3, LSU off to a 7-0 lead over Southeast Louisiana. Notre Dame going to get their first win of the year. They're up big on Purdue in the fourth quarter. So we've had a little bit of everything here in this first quarter so far. But the important number is Indiana 14, Illinois 7. And Indiana will be kicking the football back to Illinois. Following this commercial timeout, which in college football have gotten to be about 20 minutes long, it seems. Boy, Bloomington Memorial Stadium is rocking tonight. And that last touchdown drive for Indiana was kept alive on that fourth down conversion from back at their own 48-yard line, where it was originally going to be a punt, but then Illinois took a timeout. And then Kirk Cignetti rethought it through and kept the offense out, and a fourth down conversion kept that drive alive for Indiana to get that go-ahead touchdown. And here's the kickoff. Touchback, and Illinois will get this football at the 25 on their next drive. So first down, Illinois at the 25-yard line. Trailing by 7 once again. 4:41 to go in the first quarter. Altmaier under center this time. Altmaier takes the snap, and the handoff on first down is going to be good for a gain for 3 yards on first down, and that will bring up second down and 7 for the Illini. Second and 7, football for Illinois sitting at the 28-yard line. Altmaier goes back to shotgun this time, takes the snap. Altmaier slipped and then gets sacked back at the 24-yard line. Altmaier lost his footing a little bit. And then the Hoosiers were right there for the sack to bring him down after that. Loss of 4. Tyreek Tucker is going to get credit for that sack for Indiana. He was one of the transfers from James Madison that came over with Coach Cignetti from James Madison. Third down, 11. And this is going to be another sack. Back-to-back sacks on Altmaier. This time it was Isaiah Jones, junior linebacker out of London, Ohio, with the sack on Altmaier. Fourth down, and the Illini have to punt. So Illinois went the wrong way on that drive and have to punt from deep in their own territory. And here's the punt. Taken at the 39 and dropped. There is a flag. Great special teams coverage by the Illini to prevent any kind of return. But we'll check the flag. That's the first flag of the game here, coming with 2:45 to go in the first quarter. It's going to be a holding penalty. Holding on Illinois. So the Hoosiers, looks like they're just going to take that penalty yardage at the end of the play instead of making Illinois re-kick that. So here comes Mendoza and the Indiana offense back out. Excellent field position after that penalty yardage is added on. Mendoza and the Hoosiers start this next drive near midfield at the 48-yard line. Mendoza looking, firing downfield, and incomplete. That looked like the defender, Surratt was the intended receiver. Looked like him and the defender just got their feet tangled, and there's no flag. 2nd and 10. Yeah, well, Surratt just slipped. Yeah, bitten a little bit by the turf monster there. 2nd down and 10 for the Hoosiers. Mendoza hands off this time and hit behind the line and dropped for a 3-yard loss. Dylan Rosick with that tackle for loss. Third down for the Hoosiers, 3rd and long. Football back at the 46. Mendoza pressured, gets rid of it, incomplete. Well, the Illinois defense was coming. Mendoza had to get rid of it, and it's a 3 and out for Indiana, wasting good field position. So Indiana will have to punt the football. Oh, punter dropped the snap, but is able to get rid of it. And the ball takes an Indiana roll and is downed at the 2-yard line. So the punter, Quinn Warren, just dropped the snap initially, but still had time to get it off and got off as perfect of a punt as you can get, as it is downed at the 2-yard line. And that's where Illinois is going to start this next drive. 98 yards away from the end zone with 1:41 to play in this first quarter. And the Hoosier fans loud right now. Illinois backed up at the 2, 1st and 10. Under center is Altmaier. Altmaier gives it off and nothing doing on 1st down. The Hoosier defense right there for the stop. 2nd and 10 coming up. As we have ticked under a minute and a half to play in this first quarter. Second and 10. Football sitting just outside the 2-yard line. Altmaier back in the shotgun this time. Takes the snap. And it's another running play and another stuff for a loss. And a flag comes in as well. If this is holding in the end zone, this is going to be a safety. We'll see what the call is. It is holding on Illinois. It was not in the end zone, so Indiana's going to decline the penalty, which is smart because you're only talking a yard there. And Illinois would get that down back. So 3rd down and 10 at the 2. Final minute, first quarter. Altmaier goes back into shotgun. Altmaier takes the snap. Hoosiers bringing the blitz. The pass is caught. This is going to be a first down. Another flag comes in. So this is a first down for Illinois, but we'll see what this flag is. They got some jawing going on here after the play. Officials getting together and seeing what the call is here. And we're still waiting to see what the call is. It's on Illinois. That will nullify the first down. Melvin Priestley guilty of the hold for Illinois. Priestley also had a few words after the play as he was jawing with Aiden Fisher of Indiana. So it's back to a 3rd and 11 back at the 1-yard line. Illinois does not have to snap this before the quarter break if they don't want to. They do snap it, however. Altmaier throws, pass caught, but short of the first down, only to the 8-yard line. The pass was caught by Dixon, but on 3rd and 11, he was only able to get 7. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. Illinois will have to punt from their end zone when the second quarter begins. It's Indiana 14, Illinois 7 after 1 in Bloomington in this top 20 battle in the Big Ten. Taking a look at the stats through one quarter. Illinois, a little bit of a yard advantage after the first quarter, 85 yards to Indiana's 75 yards. Neither team has done a thing in rushing. Most of the yards have come from passing. Luke Altmaier in that first quarter for Illinois, 6 for 8 for 81 yards and a touchdown. The touchdown reception for Illinois was Colin Dixon. Mendoza for the Hoosiers, 4 for 6 for a touchdown. That touchdown reception was to Omar Cooper Jr. Hemby, the leading rusher for Indiana, 3 carries, 15 yards. Fegan, leading rusher for Illinois, 3 carries, 9 yards. Like I said, neither team really did anything at all on the ground in that first quarter. 2 penalties for Illinois in that first quarter for 11 yards. Indiana did not commit a first quarter penalty. Slight time of possession edge in that first quarter for Illinois, 8 minutes, 10 seconds compared to Indiana's 6 minutes, 50 seconds. And it is a 14-7 Indiana lead, and Illinois will be punting from the end zone to begin quarter number 2. Updating some scores. It's now gone final in South Bend. Notre Dame into the win column. They defeat Purdue 56-30, the final score. South Carolina still leading number 23 Missouri in Columbia 14-9. That game approaching halftime. Miami up 10-0 on Florida, second quarter there. Vanderbilt, number 20 Vanderbilt, trying to avenge their loss to Georgia State last year. They're out to a 14-3 lead on the Panthers of Georgia State. Number 3 LSU, 14-0 over Southeast Louisiana. Number 8 Texas, 14-0 over Sam Houston. That's the updated scoreboard around the country. And here we get set to begin the second quarter. Illinois is going to be punting the football. And we will see Mendoza and this Indiana offense back out. So Illinois to punt this football. And the Hoosiers should get excellent field position for this next drive. They had good field position last time and did nothing with it. As Crimmins will be punting from his end zone and gets the punt out of there. Good punt. It's going to take a little bit of an Illinois roll and get down at the 43-yard line. "56-yard punt for Crimmins, and the Hoosiers will start from the 43 for their next series. Mendoza's passing touchdown earlier in the game, that first quarter, has now given him 10 passing touchdowns to go with 0 interceptions. Here's a handoff on first down up to the 48-yard line. Hemby with the carry. It'll be 2nd down and 5 after the 5-yard pickup. Just underway, quarter number 2 in Bloomington. Second down. Mendoza, another handoff on second down to Hemby. Hemby is stopped for no gain. 3rd down and 5 coming up. Actually gave Hemby a yard on that, so it's 3rd and 4. Football sitting just inside the 50-yard line. Mendoza on 3rd and 4. Pass caught to Hemby. First down, Indiana 40. 35-30 down the sideline, out of bounds at the 26-yard line. On 3rd and 4, the pass to Hemby nets 24 and a Hoosier first down. First down, Indiana. They keep the drive alive. Mendoza pass complete, and then a big shot after the completion to Omar Cooper Jr. It's a gain of 7. But Cooper paid the price at the end of that. There is a flag. Let's see if it's because of that hit. Oh, they're looking at targeting. They've called targeting right now. And they just showed the replay, and actually I did not see it. I was looking at the official. Ooh, this one. Leading with the crown of the helmet. Well, I don't know. It looked like he got him more on the side, on the shoulder, on that second replay. But he did still make a little bit of contact with the helmet. So Miles Scott, who is the defender for Illinois, that delivered that hit. The one angle that they're showing right now looks like Scott got him in the shoulder before making contact with the helmet. And Cooper Jr. is headed, looks like, to the sideline, but might be headed to the locker room just to get checked out. This would not, I'm not a big, not that my opinion really matters, but I'm not a big fan of this being called targeting. Here's the call. They do call it targeting, and so Miles Scott is disqualified for the rest of this football game for Illinois. And that'll be a half the distance penalty as well. So Indiana, an ample scoring chance to add to their lead. So Miles Scott will have to watch the rest of this one. First and goal, Indiana, as that penalty moves the football inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Here's a handoff on first down, and getting up to the 6-yard line, there's a gain of 2. Second and goal, Indiana. Second and goal, football at the 6. Hoosiers looking for a 2-score lead with a score here. Mendoza has Black in the backfield as his running back. Mendoza will keep it and get taken down right at the line of scrimmage. And it'll be third and goal for Indiana at the 6. Third and goal from the 6-yard line. Hoosiers 1 for 4 so far tonight on third down conversions, and now we've got movement on the line. This is going to cost the Hoosiers 5. So now that'll move it back to the 11-yard line now on third and goal. Carter Smith, guilty party there for Indiana, took off a little early. So now it's third and goal back at the 11. Omar Cooper Jr. back out onto the sideline and pedaling on the stationary bike over there. Mendoza throwing, end zone, touchdown Hoosiers. Mendoza throws a strike. E.J. Williams Jr., the 11-yard touchdown catch, and the Hoosiers take a 2-touchdown lead with the extra point pending. That was a great throw by Mendoza. Extra point is up, and the kick is good. And the Hoosiers take a 14-point lead over the Illini, 21-7, with 11:05 to play in quarter number 2. So now Illinois will find themselves in a 2-score hole as that drive of 7 plays, 56 yards. 3 minutes, 41 seconds, a Fernando Mendoza 11-yard touchdown pass to E.J. Williams Jr. and a 21-7 lead for Indiana over Illinois. Mendoza now 113 yards and 2 touchdowns in this first half throwing the football. 129 total yards for the Hoosiers so far. And a Hoosier defense that's held Illinois to 85 yards so far in this game. And with these 2 passing touchdowns for Mendoza in the first half, he has now thrown for 11 touchdowns this year without throwing a single interception. As the Hoosiers look to go 4-0 and start conference play 1-0. On a 79-degree evening at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington. The Hoosiers, after this game, they will head to Iowa City next week to take on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Iowa, a winner last night in their Big Ten opener over Rutgers. That was a highly contested game. The Illini, following this game here in Bloomington tonight, they will host the USC Trojans in Champaign next week. No game times on those 2 games yet. That'll be determined following all the results from today. Here it is a 21-7 lead for Indiana, and the student section all decked out at Memorial Stadium on this Saturday night. An unseasonably warm Saturday night for late September. So now Luke Altmaier and the Illinois offense find themselves 2 scores down. Still plenty of time, 11:05 to go in the second quarter. Here's the kickoff. And another touchback, and Illinois will get it from the 25-yard line to start this next drive. So first down Illini at the 25. As back to work comes Luke Altmaier and the Illinois offense. Altmaier back in the shotgun. Altmaier takes the first down snap, throws right side, pass caught, and out of bounds. That's going to be first down yardage on a gain of 12. Reception made by Hudson Clement. First down at the 37 after the gain of 12. Altmaier takes the snap, This time it's a handoff up the middle, and this will be good for a 4-yard pickup across the 40 to the 41-yard line. As Fegan picks up 4 to bring up 2nd down and 6. Altmaier hurrying back up, takes the snap. Altmaier in trouble. Altmaier going to be sacked again. Back at the 32-yard line. Didn't see who that was for Indiana that got the sack. That's the 3rd sack of the first half for this Indiana defense. Third down and 12 for the Illini. Altmaier takes the snap. Altmaier with room to run. Altmaier gets up short of the first down. He picks up 7 yards, but it's still going to be 5 yards short of a first down, and Illinois will have to punt this football once again. That was Mario Landino that got the sack the play before for Indiana. So another punt for the Illini. And the punt is going to be bouncing and into the end zone for a touchback. So Indiana will start this next drive at the 20-yard line with 8:36 to play in quarter number 2 and leading Illinois 21-7. So the Illini offense, outside of that one big play, come out a little flat here in this first half. To get you some updates on some scores here. Miami's still up 10-0 on Florida. That game midway through the second quarter. 20-0 LSU now up over Southeast Louisiana. Texas 21-0 over Sam Houston. So not a whole lot of competitive games right now at this point in the evening session. South Carolina, Missouri is a tight one. That's reached the half. South Carolina leading number 23, Missouri 14-12. That's some updated scores for you. Michigan State, number 25, USC coming up later. Winner of that game starts off 1-0 in the Big Ten and improves to 4-0 on the year. Again, updating my live stream schedule here during the commercial break. We'll be back with you tomorrow night for Sunday Night NFL, the Chiefs and the Giants in a must-win for both those teams. Then we'll be also with you Monday night for the Lions and the Ravens Monday night football game. And then we'll have a couple baseball live streams for you through the week as the regular season in Major League Baseball wraps up a week from... It'll be a week from tomorrow, won't it? So back here, Indiana leading Illinois 21-7. The first meeting with both teams being ranked since 1950, some 75 years ago. So here comes Mendoza and the Indiana offense back out. At the 20-yard line, first down for the Hoosiers. Mendoza takes the snap, fakes the handoff, pass is going to be complete, and this will be a first down up to the 31-yard line. 11-yard pass on first down from Mendoza to Elijah Surratt. First down from the 31-yard line. Mendoza, pass is caught. First down to Surratt again down the left sideline, out of bounds. So 2 completions to Surratt on this drive, both for first downs for Indiana. Indiana into Illinois territory. First down for the Hoosiers. Football sitting at the Illinois 48. And here's a give on first down. It's a running play, and this is going to be another first down for Indiana. 3 plays, 3 first downs for the Hoosiers as Roman Hemby gets the carry and the first down this time for Indiana. From the 38 of Illinois, first down. Mendoza takes the snap, and we've got movement before the snap. This will back Indiana up 5 yards. Back to the 43. First and 15. Clock running near the 6.5-minute mark to go here in the first half. First and 15, back at the 43. Mendoza, blitz coming. Mendoza gets rid of it, and it's a catch. It's going to be a first down, 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Indiana. A 43-yard touchdown pass. And the Hoosiers continue to add on to the lead. Riley Nowakowski on the 43-yard touchdown reception. Extra point is up and the kick is good. And it is a 28-7 Indiana lead over Illinois with 6:17 remaining in the second quarter. It is all Hoosiers right now as they are rolling in this one in Bloomington. That drive for the Hoosiers, 4 plays, 80 yards, 2 minutes, 19 seconds. Fernando Mendoza, 43-yard touchdown pass to Riley Nowakowski. Now 12 touchdowns without an interception thrown for Mendoza this year. And the Hoosiers lead at 28-7 over the Illini. Stats pretty one-sided right now. 214 yards of offense for the Hoosiers compared to 102 for Illinois, over a 2-to-1 yardage advantage. And Fernando Mendoza in this first half, 10 for 12, 188 yards and 3 touchdowns. And it is all Indiana here in the first half. Do want to mention at the half, I will be briefly pausing this live stream for about 15 minutes But we'll be back just prior to the second half to run down some first half stats and get you ready for the second half in this one, in a first half that has been all Hoosiers so far. They have scored 21 unanswered points in this game and lead at 28-7 with 6:17 to play here in the second quarter. To get you some score updates, it's still 10-0, Miami leading Florida. But Miami is driving again. So the Hoosiers getting set to kick this one off to the Illini as they need to regroup on offense here, now down by 3 touchdowns. And here is the kickoff. And this will be another touchback, and Illinois will get it from the 25-yard line to start this next drive with 6:17 to go in quarter number 2. First down, Illinois from the 25. Illinois really needs to have some kind of score here before the half. Stop this momentum of 21 consecutive points scored by Indiana. Here's Altmaier in the shotgun on 1st and 10, taking the snap. Altmaier throws a little pass over the middle. That's going to be a very minimal gain on first down of 3 yards. Pass completed there to the tight end, Tanner Arkin. Gain of 3, second down and 7. Altmaier, it's a toss play on second down, and this is going to go for about 3 more yards, setting up 3rd down and 4 for Illinois. Carry there for Illinois for Khalil Valentine. And here comes the crowd once again. They wave the white towels. 3rd down and 5, football at the 30. Altmaier takes the snap. Altmaier getting pressured. Altmaier gets out of it and will be sacked for the 4th time in the first half. And all the momentum is on Indiana's side right now. Sack there for Indiana for Kellen Wyatt. 6'2" senior out of Glen Burnie, Maryland. And it's a 3 and out for Illinois. Altmaier has not gotten a lot of protection in this first half from his line. And I apologize, that's the 5th sack of the first half. And another punt for Illinois. Taken at the 35 and a fair catch made at the 35 with 4:23 remaining in the first half, and Indiana getting the football right back up by 3 touchdowns. A 2-1 yardage advantage for Indiana. They have held Illinois to 99 total yards in this first half, has the Indiana defense. And the student section having a good time tonight. Mendoza and the Hoosiers back out for their next drive on offense. Mendoza nearing 200 yards passing in this first half with 3 touchdowns. From the 35, Mendoza, here's a handoff on first down, and this is going to be a carry of a couple of yards on first down. We'll bring up second down and 8. Luke Altmaier deep in thought, really studying that iPad there on the Illinois sideline. As this Illinois team has to regroup, do some serious regrouping at halftime. Another handoff on second down, and this is going to be good for 4 yards. As Black has gotten it on back-to-back carries, Kalon Black. 3rd and 4 for the Hoosiers. Clock under 3.5 minutes to play in this first half. 3rd down and 4. Indiana football at the 41-yard line. Mendoza, man in motion. Mendoza takes the snap. Mendoza throws a little screen pass. This is going to be a first down on 3rd and 4. Out of bounds goes Omar Cooper Jr. on 3rd and 4. The pass is good for 6 yards, and that'll move the sticks for Indiana. th first down of the first half for Indiana. And they've got the football at the 47-yard line. Mendoza takes the snap. Mendoza throws left side, pass complete to Surratt, out of bounds at the 46, gain of 7. The Hoosiers can let this tick down to the 2-minute timeout if they want. They're lining up like they're going to try to snap it before the 2-minute timeout. They do snap it. And it's a running play and a big gainer inside the 25 to the 24. Black almost broke that last one, and it would have been 6 points if he could. And that will take this to the 2-minute timeout. All Indiana in the first half, 28-7 over Illinois, and the Hoosiers are driving yet again right before the first half expires. Black now 31 yards on 6 carries in this first half for Indiana. Roman Hemby also the same number, 6 carries, 31 yards. Fernando Mendoza, 12 of 14, right at 200 yards passing in the first half. The Hoosiers with 255 total yards of offense in the first half compared to Illinois' 99. It has been total domination for the Hoosiers in the first half. Illinois got that long touchdown pass from Altmaier to Dixon back in the first quarter, but other than that, that has been it. That was a 59-yard touchdown pass. Outside of that one passing play, Illinois has 40 yards of offense in the first half. And Altmaier has been sacked 5 times by this Indiana defense in the first half. It has been an Indiana clinic so far here in the first 28 minutes of this one. And they're threatening to score again here before the first half as they have the ball at the Illinois 24-yard line. Both these teams actually trying to join Maryland and Oregon at 4-0 to start the season. Maryland a winner earlier today at Wisconsin. Oregon winning their Big Ten opener last week at Northwestern. Oregon winning the Civil War game over Oregon State today. USC can also get to 4-0 later tonight as they host Michigan State out west. So with 2 minutes to go here, Indiana trying to put one more score on the board here before the halftime break. So here we go. Back out of the 2-minute timeout, Indiana Hoosiers line up at the 24-yard line of Illinois on a packed house at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington on a Saturday night. An unseasonably warm Saturday night in Bloomington. The fans are having a good time so far. Here we go. Mendoza takes the shotgun snap. Pass is caught to Cooper Jr., and he's out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 16-yard line. Gain of 8. He got out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 1:56. 2nd and 2, and once again, Indiana in the red zone. Second down and 2, football sitting at the 16-yard line. Here's a handoff, and this is going to be another first down inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. That was Henry getting that running play there. First down, Indiana. And don't forget, a big defender for Illinois, Miles Scott. He got tossed from this game earlier for targeting. So they're without one of their big defensive guys, Illinois. That pass is going to be caught for a gain of about 5 yards on this first down catch. E.J. Williams Jr. with the reception. Indiana will take their first time out here of the first half, which comes with 1:14 on the clock. It'll be 2nd down and 7 from about the 8.5-yard line after this timeout. Both teams have 2 timeouts remaining. Remember, Illinois took a timeout earlier in the first quarter on that 4th and 1 play that originally looked like it was going to be an Indiana punt. But after the timeout, Coach Cignetti rolled the dice, brought his offense back out. On 4th and 1 from their own 48, they converted and scored a touchdown later on in that drive. 2nd and 7, football sitting at the 9, about the 8.5. Call it the 9. Taking the snap is Mendoza. Mendoza wide open, touchdown Indiana, Elijah Surratt. He got wide open on the left side of the end zone, and the Hoosiers are pouring it on here in the first half. Elijah Surratt with a 9-yard touchdown reception. The 4th touchdown pass of the half for Mendoza. Extra point is up and good, and it is 35-7 Hoosiers over the Illini with 1:09 remaining in the first half. If this keeps up this season, I think you're going to have to start throwing Mendoza in the Heisman talk because he is just putting up astronomical numbers. That is now 13 touchdowns this year without throwing one interception. It's just been a phenomenal start of the season for Mendoza, the Indiana quarterback transferred from Cal. And it is an Indiana whipping here in the first half over the Illinois Fighting Illini. There is still a half to go, but Illinois has not sure what hit them here in the first half. Touchback, and Illinois will get it at the 25. 1:09 remaining in the first half. They do have 2 timeouts. And Indiana will receive the football to start the second half as well. So Illinois desperately trying to get something going here, maybe to end the first half. But it has been pure Indiana domination. First down at the 25. Altmaier pass, and almost picked off. And that was going to be a pick 6 if that was going to be intercepted. As Devin Boykin with the near interception, and there was going to be nothing stopping him getting into the end zone if that pass is picked. 2nd and 10. Altmaier, pass over the middle, pass complete. This will be good for 7 yards up to the 32-yard line. Clock under a minute and counting. Third down and 3, football sitting at the 32. Altmaier takes the snap. Altmaier throws. Altmaier's pass complete. First down, Illinois, up to the 42-yard line. Pass complete to Beatty. That will stop the clock to move the chains with 38 seconds. Illini still have 2 timeouts. They're not using one here. Altmaier takes the snap. Altmaier throws. Pass complete. That's going to be another first down. 14 more. Cole Rusk, the tight end for the Illini, with the catch there, an injured Indiana player on the field. Lewis Moore, the banged-up Indiana Hoosier that's down. And Illinois marching down the field, trying for a late score here at the end of the first half. Moore still down. They're attending to him. It's been a 21-point second quarter for Indiana. With 26 seconds to go in the first half, Moore is still down. Look like the trainer might be lifting up his shoulder pad, looking at his right shoulder. So an injury timeout in Bloomington. Miami's added a field goal, so they now lead Florida 13-0 at halftime. LSU 35-0 over Southeast Louisiana. Texas 31-0 over Sam Houston. A lot of blowouts going on across the country right now. First down, Illinois. Altmaier looking, throwing deep down the field, out of bounds, incomplete. Clock stopped with 9 seconds. Kind of questioning why Illinois did not use a timeout after that last play. You're down 28 points trying to get a late score here before the half, and you got 2 timeouts sitting there. 2nd and 10 Illini. Ball at the Indiana 28. 9 seconds remaining, second quarter. And now we have a timeout called by Indiana on defense. It'll be their second timeout called. So they're down to 1. So Kurt Signetti wants to make sure his defense is all on the same page here. With a complete first half and a 35-7 lead for the Indiana Hoosiers. So out of the timeout, Illinois will have a 2nd and 10. From the Indiana 28. This would be, if they don't gain another yard here, if it's an incomplete pass, if they want to try a field goal, it would be about a 46-yard field goal from here. Altmaier takes the shotgun snap. Altmaier taking an awful lot of time here, throws to the sideline, incomplete. And now they may have to try the field goal. That pass was intended for Beatty. I know you look at the score like, well, what does a field goal do for you here? Well, when you've been dominated in the first half like you have, just getting some kind of points on the board may give you a little bit of incentive and hope going forward in the second half. David Olano on to kick. He's only attempted 4 kicks this year. He's 3 out of 4. This will be from 46 to get Illinois points 8, 9, and 10 here before the half. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is also good from 46, and that's how this first half comes to a close. Illini get 3 out of it to end the half, but they still trail this game at the half. 35-10 to the 19th-ranked Indiana Hoosiers, and Indiana will receive the second half kickoff. A pure dominant first half for the Indiana Hoosiers over Illinois. And a 35-10 lead. Again, I'm going to pause this live stream briefly here at halftime. Be back with you here in about 15 minutes or so. Get you some first half stats and get you ready for the second half. Do the Illinois Fighting Illini have a comeback in them? Or will the Hoosiers move to 4-0? It's 35-10, Indiana at the break.